What's up, boys? Today we're going to be doing a full Nova Gunner where we try to get all weapons that can fire in a Nova. A lot of them only do it on the final shot, but some of the better ones like the Zukov and the Burst Fire can do it on every shot once you get them up to level 18. But other than those two, some of the weapons we can grab are the Nishanka, the Plasma Carbine, the Thunderhead, stuff like that. And I'm going for the Weapon Specialist here since his passive also does a Nova effect every time you fire a certain number of bullets. So I think that could be pretty good with it since Novas are great at firing a large total number of bullets. We are giving up on the Scout who actually starts with a weapon who could fire in a Nova if you get it up to level 18, the Zukov, but I kind of want to try scaling up the passive at the same time here. So we're doing Weapon Specialists instead. Honestly, the Leadstorm could use some love, so maybe a decent level 18 overclock for that to fit a build like this would be kind of cool. But we will take some fire rate and reload speed on it so we can fire even more Novas with the passive. See if we can drag some Praetorians through the rocks over there to help finish that off. Then we'll swing back to try and get it a bit later, I guess. Grab some gold so we can hopefully re-roll into some decent weapons here. We could definitely use something that could fire to the sides. The Lead Burster, oh yeah! That would actually be fantastic here. That's the Nova-iest weapon you can get on the Weapon Specialist, I think. Forgot about that one. Also has some of the highest total bullets fired, so you can trigger the passive a lot more. I love Turbo and Cabulator, it might be too early for that, but oh well, we're doing it. Reload speeds. In fact, it doesn't even do anything for me yet, but we'll take some fire rate there. And hopefully we'll scale into it soon. I'll definitely need a lot of mining speed. Damage, I guess we do need the overclocks. Reload speed. Just trying to maximize that fire rate for even more Novas. We do need mining speed, but fire rate is what I'm really looking for, and that gets us an overclock for even more fire rate and reload speed. I don't think I've fully mined out the level, but we need to start getting some damage on the elites now. Definitely need some good mining speed. Try and pull them through some detonators here. And then try and head for some rocks if I can. Actually, let me get these detonators first. Damage, we'll take fire rate for more Novas. If they're close, at least. I'm not going to pass up like a legendary damage for a green fire rate, I think. Big damage. Yeah, I should really take that. Pull them through a few more detonators. Let's grab another reload speed here, try and get some overclocks going for the lead burster. Let's see, none of these can Nova. Burst fire works if we get that up to level 18, so does carbine. I think I like the burst fire better, although the carbine's probably one of the strongest weapons in the game. Piercing into an overclock, sure. We can grab the triple for a lot more bullets. We'll take fire rate out of these. Wow, he just avoided every single rock there. We've got to take a massive damage there, even though the Lead Storm is one of the worst weapons in the game, probably. Not like the absolute worst, but I think it's in the bottom 10. We'll take a level here. Then a bit of reload speed. Let's go fire rates here. Damage, we'll take a bit of XP. There's a decent amount on the ground here. Big reload. Fire rate, yep. Let's see, Zukov works, Subata no. I'm fine with that. We do get the light reload upgrades available, which I probably don't want, but oh well. Level or some decent crits. I guess the best way to avoid any upgrades that you don't want here would be to grab a medium weapon like the Nishanka or the Plasma Burster. Ooh. Oh, I clicked the fire rate, but it didn't give it to me. Unlucky. We'll take some XP. I guess we'll take a bit of damage there. It's fairly cheap. Fire rate, reload, definitely. That's kind of expensive for the levels. Mining speed, definitely. I'll take a big proj damage and a bit of reload. Oh yeah, we definitely want the weapon box artifact since we could potentially get something off of that. We're actually pretty likely to still get a projectile weapon, which would be fantastic with my upgrades and my passive together. And it will of course scale up the turbo encabulator by allowing you to get more overclocks, and also the multi-tool if we find that for a lot of reload speed. Fire rates, crit chance, more Novas. XP scanner, it's fairly early. We could maybe get some decent levels off of that. My mining speed will probably get kind of low with the encabulator, but oh well. Pickup, we could definitely use some of that, even though those are both fire rates. Don't think we've gotten any pickup yet, and that's higher rarity. Fire rates. You know, I could actually go mostly fire damage here as well, now that I think about it. I don't really like taking the piercing upgrade for the lead burster because it also reduces the duration. It's definitely still worth it for AoE damage. I just hate losing duration since it's one of the most fun stats, and it lets you trigger the passive even more often. But we can convert all three of the first weapons, weapons that I have here, into fire damage, and that would actually be decent, I think. Should definitely look cool, and that's one of the most important things. Let's go for some decent crit there. Try and get some lead storm shots on the shellback whenever I can. I think he's still going to be a pain to deal with at this point in the game. Reload, yup. Fire rate into an overclock, and I guess we will go for the fire stuff. Like, that's a ton of AoE. I just don't really like losing lifetime, especially on a build where we can't even increase it here, since I don't have any other weapons with the duration tag on them. Light reload for those two. Let's reroll this, I think. Big status damage? It might not be that bad with how fast I'm going to be attacking. I guess we'll take a legendary for it, see how it ends up being. Was hoping those detonators would stay alive a bit longer, but it looks like we got a decent enough amount of damage there. I can probably stop him rolling over here and then finish him with the rocks. Fire rates will go here. Reload, fire rates. Let's try and get some more overclocks, I think. Decent crit chance.
Gather up your spear and get onto that drop pod. It's about to leave.
Damage. We could probably use some more mining speed since that's going to get very low. Fire rate into an overclock. We can get the fire conversion for that.
Stage 2 completed. Taking it to stage 3. Well done.
Reload. Fire. There we go. Piercing. We'll look for fire rate and reload speed mainly.
Oh yeah, now we're talking.
Do I want another status? I haven't gotten that much crit yet. Honestly, it might be kind of cool to try since we have 3 Fire Nova weapons.
Next.
Here we go.
Pick one of these.
I guess we're going into a damage over time Fire Nova.
Nice to meet you. You have your objectives.
Not something I was initially considering, but it sounds kind of cool. Another fire potency upgrade.
The scanner just lit up like a Christmas tree. We got a swarm incoming.
Oh yeah, we did pass up on the chemist kit earlier, but that's a blue artifact, so we'll probably find it again at some points.
Can't drop supplies for you yet. Prep the landing zone for impact.
Fire rates, yep.
Prepare to fight for your life. Big swarm is approaching. Got a supply pod launch. Stand
Fire rates, let's grab the higher rarity. 50% piercing is actually very helpful for every weapon here, and I did pass on the piercing on that, so I am down for that.
The scanner just lit up like a Christmas tree. We got a swarm incoming. Objective completed. Excellent job.
Fire rate, HP, potency, they're all nice. Let's go fire rates, I think. Probably want to stack that as much as possible. Looks like we're missing a decent amount of gold somewhere still. I don't think I rerolled any weapons here. But we're almost out of time. The damage is actually getting pretty high now. We'll grab a bit of HP, I guess. We're pretty light on survivability, and crit stats lose value if you're going heavy into status effects, since they can't crit.
You're really pissing off
Big
the
fire
They're
rates.
getting angrier.
I guess I'm gonna try and grab the XP since I know I can get that. And I have no idea where the gold is. Big luck. Magnet would be really nice right now. I'll take a decent piercing.
The drop pod is about to leave. Get your ass moving, miner. That's one for the books. Taking you to stage 4, miner.
We have 65 nitra, another big piercing, some fire rates. Let's try and find some cheaper stuff, some movement.
What else?
Paint job is kind of helpful. I'll take an HP.
Let's shake it up.
Definitely some mining speed. Let's grab a bit of potency for the burn effect here.
Right.
You have your objectives. Get it done, miner.
Next one. Let's go somewhere.
fire rate or status. We could probably use some more of that for a full burning build.
Big swarm detected. Buggerman, get ready. Exemplary work. We've achieved your objective in a record time. Get ready, we'll be with you shortly.
Man, when the elites chase into a small tunnel like that, big fire rate, and then the lead bursters drop right on top of them, that's so much burn damage. Kills them in like 1 or 2 throws. And I don't think we even have any potency on the lead burster yet. Magnet in the bottom right, if we can save that for a bit later.
Think you can kill me? Well, think again.
Big swarm detected. Buggerman, get ready.
Suck on this, you freaking nature. Beat your maker, great. Beat your maker, great.
Decent fire rates into an overclock. Electrical, that actually fits kind of nicely, I think, with all the status damage we're getting. It'll add another damage over time effect. It'll increase our crit chance a little bit. I can't really see with the number of numbers going on here, though. It does look very cool, though. Fire rates, potency. Let's go for the higher rarity, even though that would give me level 18. We're going for the greed. Now if I could just get the supply pod, that would be very nice. Some nice movement speed.
Gotta move on. It's getting worse down there. We got supply. Clear the impact zone.
Nitro Scanner, Diver's Manual. It's still fairly early, and I actually do want to get levels on all of my weapons and potentially a 5th one as well, so
Well done.
I could really use a lot more Nitra.
Right. Get there now. It will
Damage, I guess we'll take it, although it's not super helpful now that we're going into heavy status effects. Fire rate or some pickup. I could really use some pickup. We're about to get some decent levels here and a shop, so I can probably get that to 18 anyways. We'll go movements out of these. Potency, sure. And then I guess we have to go the favorites. I don't like lowering the fire rate and reload on a status build, and damage onto the weapon itself isn't super helpful. This does debuff our other weapons, but it buffs up our highest level one quite a bit, so probably still a net gain. Even though I don't like debuffing them here. Alright, we can turn numbers on for a little bit. My damage is probably high enough now with that level 18 overclock.
Stage 4 completed. Next stage is the dreadnought. Prepare accordingly.
Paint job.
Now it's my favorite color.
That's actually fine, I think. I don't think the damage penalty applies to status effects. Piercing is also nice, but you do lose fire rate. But I'm down for some sidearm, and then we can still scale the burn on it pretty nicely, I think. Potency, reload.
This is it.
I could use a bit of armor, I think.
I want another go.
Potency, some nice movement, sure.
This is the big one, Miner. Find and destroy the cocoons. Hail that dreadnought. Well done, you got them all.
Nice piercing, sure.
Supply pod active. Locate the LZ and prep it for landing.
So we're really looking for the weapon box, multi-tool, chemist kit, stuff like that now. Ammo rig would be extremely good for the 50% fire rate. And we have a decent amount of movement speed built up, so the penalty wouldn't be too bad now. Divers is pretty solid, we can do that. Fire damage and potency, reload. The 18s aren't very helpful there. It has the same ones as the lead burster, I think, but we definitely don't want to take a second favorite here. And I'd prefer not to reduce the fire rate and reload speed, I think. Reload, damage, potency. 3% potency isn't that much. Let's go for some nice reload speed on it. I think we're missing some gold on this level. And this single target seems pretty solid so far, considering I'm not really trying to kill them yet. Maybe we got everything? Potency, yup. Yeah, I don't see any more resources. I guess that was everything. And I guess the bosses are dead.
Excellent job. Orders satisfied. The drop pod is arriving. Get moving. It won't hang around.
Decent pickup.
You've proven that one dwarf can do the work of four if we just give you enough guns. Management is pleased.
Fire rates. We could grab some piercing on the weapons that need levels still.
What else we got?
Potency on the main one, sure.
For me,
Paint job to help the levels on that, some XP.
more options.
Fire rates, yup.
It's mine.
Can't get any of those. We can grab the global damage.
You want to be a better dwarf?
This is a simple mining mission. Get it done, miner. Swarm detected. Get ready. They'll be with you shortly. Objective completed. Excellent job. The supply pod LZ is blocked. Please clear it out.
Reload, I'll take that over damage. I think it's a bit late for the nitro scanner. We're on stage 6, we have no mining weapons, and our mining speed's gonna keep going down, and I definitely want the chemist kit here. Nitro scanner definitely isn't bad, I just don't think it's godly here like it is on a lot of the mining builds that I have.
The scavengers lit up like a Christmas tree. We got a swarming coming.
Think you can kill me? Think again.
so hard to get the angle to get all 5 of those ones at the same time. I usually just get it accidentally. Need to remember the magnet at the bottom of the map. Those guys are dying pretty fast, so I should probably start heading down there. Even though we weren't able to fully explore here. That would be a lot of XP to lose. Big piercing, I'll take that over damage. Potency, we could use that, but I need the levels on the Zukov still to get that into a Nova effect. So many colors! Damage potency, sure. Definitely take a decent potency there. I should probably grab that just because it doesn't have a ton yet. Very good damage. Kind of expensive for a level on that. Fire and potency. We will take a luck and a paint job. This one can go fire rate and reload speed for more debuffing. Then we can grab that for even more potency on the main weapon.
Work to do and quotas to meet. You have your objectives.
You want something done right? You gotta do it yourself.
Heading your way, load up. Big swoon detected. Buck up and get ready.
Let's not go over there. How's the mining speed doing? Down to 13%. Yeah, that's definitely hurting a bit with the encabulator ramping up with overclocks. And we still have 3 more to grab on the current weapons.
The supply pod LZ is blocked. Please clear it out.
Magnet right on top of the supply pod. Probably can't really avoid that. Paint job will waste a level there, but I would love to have the spiral pattern on that as one of our burning weapons, so I will definitely go ahead and grab that now. Big reload for the main weapon, yeah. Gold tipped is okay. We're not really going to be holding it, but it's not bad. We do have a decent number of rerolls, but not a ton of nitrous, so I think I will just go ahead and grab that. Big movement, sure.
Drop pod has arrived. Get there before the timer runs out. The drop pod is not going to hang around.
Don't think I have enough time for that.
That elite never stood a chance. I will see to it there is a beer on the house when you make it back. If you make it back.
Big fire and potency. We'll take a level in fire rate here. Definitely need some more mining speed. We can only get one of these. I'll take some luck, I suppose. Damage isn't super helpful. Piercing on the main weapon probably is. And then we probably need to turn damage numbers off permanently, since I was taking a lot of chip damage towards the end there. It's getting very hard to see now. Big Nitra or HP, both pretty helpful. We can get a lot of weapon levels with this. What weapon is making that weird sounds? They should all be firing constantly, but that sound seems too slow to be one of the weapons. Is that maybe the reload sound for one of them or something? It's just constant chunking sounds. Potency, I'll take that over damage. I think we're going to have to clear out a bunch of the terrain so I can actually hit them first. I can't really, like, walk directly in. Need to get some of my dots going ahead of time, I think. I have a ton of damage, but it takes a little bit to actually apply it to enemies. I'm not sure if I can get that with the shellback right on top of it right now. That is definitely out for a status build. That's okay. We have one shop left, or two? I think two. So coupons isn't great either. I think we'll just grab the Nitra here, it's pretty solid. Doesn't work on status packs, but we do have a lot there. Let's try and finish off the overclocks now. There isn't too much time left for that for the encabulator value. Potency. We're getting pretty close to the end, so
Get yourself onto that drop pod. It's about to head out.
potency when we need levels on that. Might be better to hold some gold for the gold tips now. We already have quite a bit of fire upgrades.
I want another go.
Potency, but that's pretty expensive. See what else we got. Fire rate on something that needs
Gonna roll the
levels.
dice on this one.
That one is done. We'll take some big status damage.
Something like this. I want another go.
Fire rates, I could lock that because it's fun. Don't think I want regular damage for either of those.
You know the drill, miner. Fulfill your objectives. Let's get out of here.
Order down.
Purple status. It is useful to remove that from the pool, and we could maybe try to use that on the final boss. Those are fantastic stats for the lead burster, so I guess we'll try it.
The swarm is heading your way. Load up.
That's all you got, you slippery shit. I've got it in the mouth.
Supply pod ready for insertion. The drop point
Big
ready.
fire rates.
Clear it out.
I guess at level 18 we would have to take the lead-wrapped ammo for the lead storm. The favorite is definitely out since I would debuff our other weapons too much in order to improve probably the weakest one here. So we'll have to reduce the fire rate and reload on it a bit in order to grab an overclock.
Big swarm is approaching.
These are just not good. It does synergize with the one I just got, but it's pretty bad? Whatever, I'll try it. We have double standstill artifacts now, sick. Look how powerful I am for standing still. Insane.
Well done. You got them all. Objective completed, miner. Head to the drop pod before it heads back to orbit.
Big reloads. Yeah, I've got to take that. Too good.
Gather up your gear and get onto that drop pod. It's about to leave. That elite never stood a chance. I will see to it there's a beer on the house when you make it back. If you make it
Okay. We can get double fire rates. paint job to finish that off. Oh, you can't get the favorite on that because it's the exact same version as that. So we have to take lid wrapped anyways, although that's what I wanted for it.
Surely next time will be better.
That's probably worth it. Potency, bring that a bit closer.
Gotta roll the dice on this one.
More reload.
Surely next time will be
Fire rates, potency to finish that off. Grab the spiral for that as well, and now we are fully overclocked. And we can just hold the rest of the resources for the scaling artifacts we have.
This is the big one, miner. Find and destroy the cocoons and take out
But we're down to 1% mining speed, even though I bought a ton of that.
only danger and darkness. You're you. You're hell. Hit you.
Yes, chase me into the tunnel.
supply pod active. Locate the LZ and prep it for landing.
I've killed a bunch of eggs, so that might actually make it vulnerable here. Yeah, we're gonna have to be a bit careful with this. Might be kind of hard to grab the artifact here. Yup. None of these are great, but we do have the gold tips. I do want to see my damage on the boss, though. Hopefully I don't regret this. Try and stack up our standstill artifacts. These are terrible. These are terrible. Mocap, if I take a bit of damage, could technically help me. And I kind of want to keep some nitra for the powder. Trying to stutter step so I don't lose my buffs, but it's a bit hard.
Red wolf down. Objective completed. Excellent job. Drop pod has arrived. Get there before the timer runs out. The drop pod is not going to hang around.
The reload and fire rate is very good, but it takes a while to stack up and then you lose them all instantly. But the movement speed does make it a bit easier to stutter step and refresh the buffs without losing them. So that's the Burning Elemental Nova Gunner. We got full elemental conversions, fire on the first 3, burn 14, 31, 31, and then shock 21 here. Very cool looking Nova build with the double spirals of different elements. We mainly focused the lead burster since we had to take the favorite for an overclock there. Doesn't really have great level 18 overclocks for a status focused build, but the balanced overclocks were fantastic for it. Got a ton of reload, fire rate, decent amount of potency towards the end, had the chemist kit to help out with some of our status stacking. We did pass on the piercing, but we got that plus some decent overclocks for it to bring it up to 20 anyways, which is probably fine. Got the sidearm for that, which isn't too big of a downside since it was doing mainly status damage, but also not that big of an upside either. Electrical, a lot of extra fire and reload speed. Had to take the lead-wrapped ammo on that, which again doesn't have great status effect based overclocks.
Objectives have been fulfilled. A job well done, miner. Come on home.
I probably am not going to try and calculate that since we had multiple crit versions throughout the run. Would be pretty complex. But we had a lot of burn damage. At least over half of the damage was status effects, it looks like. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.